Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing no, it's Saturday. It's Saturday. Man, I'm glad it's Saturday because I'm finished with work and I'm here. Sorry I'm late. I was just I forgot about a few things that I needed to edit before I could show it because I want to show my work with Greeno. I got to turn this light down. It's blinding me. I know. I always end up doing this in the dark, but I can't stand the bright lights. So, reach into my soul. Hello, Randy. How are you? Bruce Davis, Danielle B, Fox Lady, JD Bambara. Such awesome names. I love just reading off the names on these. Let's see. Sharon. Hello, sweetheart. Colin Conley. Yeah. He's got a cougar, but it's the same one he's had. Hey, Jill. How are you? Angel Bear. Glad you guys are here. Lynn. GMB. Analysis of a crime. Hello, CD. Professor Pug. How are you, sir? Or ma'am. Sheesh. All right. So, where's my banner? It's not ticking across. There we go. Now we got it. Again, this is a Greeno update. Everybody can roll their eyes all at once. I have found it to be easier to just do the updates like quickly as they come in. That way I don't have to do like a whole nother, big long live. Still planning on before his release, breaking it all down into an hour. I don't even know if I can get all like the cliff notes in an hour on this dude. But few more. Who's your cold cases? Hello, sir. Blind Squirrel, good to see you. Chris Champion, hello. Kizel, Kizzy, or is that an L? I think it's an L. Kizel, that's cool. I hope I'm saying it right. Share. Hi, my lovely shark. I hope you're well. And Lulu, nice to have you here. Oh, Lulu, he does not know the latest on anybody because he's behind bars. So he just has what old JM can send his way. Southern Lady, good to see you. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm a little like hyper. I was like listening to Incog. She's so inspiring. Hey, D, good to see you. And my bang twin girl, Lynette. Hello. Howdy, my hell mill. Yep. Susan Thompson, glad you're here. From the Bayou State. Ooh, I've always wanted to go there, and I have not made it yet. Stacy, hey, glad you're here. But yeah, I'm having a good day. I finished work, so that's always a plus when you get off work and you just have the next day and all day tomorrow to just do what I want. But I do hope that everyone sticks around, dependent on how long, the Greenos can always get carried away and there's a lot to read. But I kind of wanted to do this because I really want everyone to stick around for my first installment of the project that I have poured my heart into. These missing and murdered little girls from Texas to Ohio, Indiana, Ohio, and Texas that have been linked to one serial killer, whom I just have questions on whether he is guilty of all of them. And but I hope to do that tonight. And I wanted to, I forgot to email True Crime Web Steve. He actually covered Amber Crumb on his channel not too long ago. And I had already been working on this. And from what I was reading, Amber Crumb was one of the ones that he's implicated. This David Elliott Pinton is implicated in her missing person's case. It's presumed foul play. And then I was just literally doing that, and True Crime Web came on, and I needed a break. So I headed over there, and he was interviewing Amber Crumb's sweet father. So I was able to ask in that chat, and he did say that according to his source, which is I'm pretty sure he said FBI, so really good source, that David Elliott Pinton did not kill or kidnap Amber Crumb. But I figured that I would go ahead, since I'd done most of the research for her case, I would go ahead and do her case, because the more exposure we can get, she's still, her body has never been found. Her killer goes unpunished, and there's a daddy that really wants justice for his little girl. And so I know it's not related, but and that's what I was going to tell True Crime Web, just kind of what I just told you guys. But I really hope that you'll stick around for that after this. And I did not want to do them a part of the same stream, because that's just wretched. But I wanted to go ahead and get this out of the way for my life, so that I can go back to like forgetting about him until December. And just to remind everybody of why I do this, there's so many folds to it. I do this because I told him I would. If he messed with and stole money from the families that I love and that are close to my heart, being Cher's in here right now. She can speak to this. And Nicole Bowen's family and Ray Hainish's family, who still has not gotten justice. If he screwed them over, I would go level 12 psycho on him, and I have. And he is deserving of it. And through that, I had no idea. I knew he was a bad person, but I had no idea, or at least I think he is, what all I would uncover. But I uncovered a plethora of victims that he has left in his wake, and the domestic violence and threats and coercive control and just his behavior towards women and victims in general was just appalling. And I don't know if you guys watched it. The Darrell Brooks trial, as I was watching that and listening, especially to what the judge said, who brilliant judge, Patience of, she's a saint. And but watching his behavior throughout that whole entire trial, and just the similarities that I personally see in the two, Greeno and Darrell Brooks, and just realizing that. And then I have always talked about my friend that was murdered in a domestic violence situation. And there's just certain types of personalities and the things that he has done, and the women that he has beat up thus far in his life. If I can be a part of any kind of like preventative true crime, that's just the, what is that? I know it's not creme brulee, cream de d'etat or something like that. Like that is just the ultimate of victim advocacy, in my opinion, is if you can prevent something further. So that's what I'm here to do. He is a true crime case. And without further ado, let's get into the latest court entries. Can everybody hear me okay? Hey, Beholder, how are you? I hope you're well. Creme de la creme. Not creme brulee. I don't know. I kind of like creme brulee. And I would see if anybody else snuck in while I was chatting. Hey, Georgina. Always a pleasure having you here. That is right. I did tell him I would go Beth Dutton on him. I would be his very own personal Beth Dutton online. And I feel like I've lived up to that. And I still feel like I am doing, I'm doing good. You know, and that's the thing. I take a lot of abuse in the comments and I let it ride. I let it stay because it doesn't bother me. They're wrong and I don't need to defend myself. And I know that they are the ones that simply are not wanting to take the time to research him, or they don't even have to. I mean, they can just literally watch these lives. I know they're a lot and they're long. But until you have, don't come at me. You know, I have done my homework, and if I come off sounded like the jilted lover that I am not, never dated the guy. I always like to state that. So annoying. I shouldn't have to defend myself like that. But there are plenty of women that have, and you know what? They're not jilted lovers either. And I'm so forking sick of people saying those kinds of things. We don't see people like, I mean, there's a big trial going on with a guy that murdered his girlfriend. You don't see a bunch of people forking in the comments defending him. And that's what drives me nuts. You know, oh well, she was just, you know, she deserved it. No, like that is such BS, and I get so fed up with it. I don't, you know, like, you know who's done a really good job of boots on the ground? My friend Hoosier Cold Cases. If you want to see some of the best drone and walking, I don't even know how he does it. It's so smooth. I feel like he's like a ghost, like his feet don't even touch the ground. I think it's his cameras and stuff, but if you want to see boots on the ground, like go watch him because he is an upstanding gentleman. And I mean gentleman. And in more ways than not, he is a gentle giant for one, and he is just a gentleman and a real true friend to me, and just a wonderful person who does great work. And he's wonderful to boot, if I didn't say that already. So if you want really good boots on the ground coverage of the bridge area and the crime scene area and all of the above, go to him. I'm about sick to death of the people saying that, oh, well, he does such great work. No, he really doesn't. He steals such great work. That's what he does. He has offered nothing to this case, and I am glad that he is behind bars so that he cannot exploit and extort and lie and steal any more than he already has and hurt the families of Abby and Libby. They don't like him, and he would have been kicked out of that presser right along with Julie Melvin, if you really want to know the truth. But a lot of people don't, and that's okay because there are so many more people that want to know the truth and that have done. Some people, you know, did not agree with where I started, but they gave the information a chance to stand for itself because I do show the court documents. And they change their mind. And I have so many wonderful friends. I have met so many wonderful people through this, and that is the silver lining of Crime Geek, like there's so many silver linings that I just can't even name them all. And a lot of you here commenting in the chat are the silver linings of that. And the people that I have saved money, like saved their pocketbooks from being hurt because they believe in him. And there's nothing to believe in. It is all a facade. And for someone like Julie Melvin, who, shouldn't surprise me one bit, to, give him a chance to speak from jail, like it's laughable for one. Like, here's a guy in an orange freaking, he's clearly behind bars, and he is talking about the Delphi case. Like, how embarrassing is that for the families, for the case in general? It's just gross. And she's gross for doing it. And all right, let's go. MJ, hello. Mrs. Depp, hello. Beholder. CD, I think I said hi to Digger Dave, Lipsha. Those are new names, I'm pretty sure. And I think I said hi to Chaotic. And Seeds of Hope, hello. Yeah, good point. Good freaking point. So far, I haven't found one thing Greeno hasn't lied about in one way or another. From the most basic of things, gross is right. Hey, Kelt. Hey, LMM. LMM. Yeah, she really does. So, Angel Bear. Yeah, she's still a supporter of Greeno, which just tells you, kind of all you need to know about her. So, all right, let me pull this stuff up and then I will share my screen. Where's the first one here? I'm actually going to start with the second one. Sending a message to our chat. If you know who you are, look at your messages. Okay, we'll start with, we still have tons to okay. All right. Well, I'm sharing. Done that. Well, I figured that was going to happen. All right. This is a letter from a Jonathan Jones who we'll read this and then keep this name and information in mind for the next letter to the judge that I'm going to read. So my name is Jonathan Jones. I am I am peer recovery specialist for Mental Health America. I am writing on behalf of Anthony Greeno. Unfortunately, my schedule will not allow me to appear in person for his hearing. Anthony has been an active client for our Let's Talk program since 8/25/22. So if you notice, this is November 8th. How long has he been in behind bars in Indiana? Wasn't that like in March or April? So he's waited until right before he's wanting to get his modification, pretty much, to have a good month on the books there. Which is when he took the initiative to reach out to us for support and assistance. Since he has been transferred to Cass County, it has been very difficult to work with him on a regular basis. However, he has continued to communicate via email. Mr. Greeno has been open and honest in his communications with me regarding his sobriety and legal issues. In my opinion, he appears highly motivated to get his life together and on track. I feel that he would have a greater opportunity to be successful if he were permitted to be placed on community corrections, at which time we can work to get him into a structured recovery program. This would allow him to work towards long-term recovery as well as afford him the opportunity to gain employment and work to pay his child support. Should his modification be approved, our organization will continue to work closely with Mr. Greeno to meet the requirements of the court and to find a path to successfully recovery. Please feel free to contact me with any questions you may have via the contact information listed below. And I did consult with a friend who has more lettering behind her name, and this is I'm gonna mess it all up, but basically this is like a program in between getting you to a program. Like, this isn't an actual, like, he is doing anything, like he's not in, he's just kind of consulted this guy, and it does appear that he has done so with the help of the next one that we will be reading here. And because I'm not a a-hole, I have gone ahead and marked out who this is from. But just FYI, when you are writing to the court, do not expect them to, this is for anybody, just, just in case you didn't know this, when you are writing to the courts system and to a judge or prosecutor or anything, your anonymity is not a guarantee. And if I so chose, because this is a part of a court document that I procured under the well, it's not Freedom of Information Act, but it's Indiana's is like the access to public information. It's under the, IDOC type writing. And so here we go. So let's see. We have the subject. This is about his case that we're currently, his failure to pay child support, that he got a felony for that much gross non-payment of child support, to which he went on the run. And when he failed to meet the terms of his probation, pretty much every single term he violated, and then he went on the run to Florida. He was apprehended in Georgia. And now he is serving his sentence for the probation. He was given 970 some odd days, and that sentence was suspended and he was given probation. But again, he had to meet the terms of his probation in order for that sentence to remain suspended, which he did not. And he was caught fleeing from the courthouse. He didn't pay child support. He didn't show up for his mandatory meetings with his probation officer. He didn't show up for his chins case management for his daughter. He did not pass his drug tests. He failed for meth, not anything else, regardless of what he says. He's not telling the truth. And marijuana, which, when you're on probation, you got to pass those. And so instead of doing the right thing, like he told everyone and went on multiple lives and on his own channel and said that he was going to be turning himself in, he just did not do that. That was a lie, and he went on the run. So, sorry, I gotta get back. Everything going okay in chat? We don't have any craziness? Yeah, CD, it is. Hey, girl. Just check your message. I just wanted to double check. So I was going to read that one third. So again, this says these are just the tip of the iceberg YouTubers trying to destroy Anthony Greeno. I respectfully request a copy to be sent to Judge Troy Hawkins of the Carroll County Superior Court on Anthony Greeno's case, the prosecutor, and any defense attorney appointed in this case. To whom it may concern, I wish to remain anonymous. To the very volatile nature of the Delphi case, having death threats myself from the grassroots coverage I've privately done, and being supportive of Anthony Greeno's epic coverage of this case from the beginning, I am writing the courts to bring something of utmost importance to Anthony's private case. And this bloodlust, notice how she used that word, manipulative much, thirst, as described by Judge Diner, regarding the crazy YouTubers who will stop at nothing to keep anyone in the Delphi murder case, including Anthony, in jail or suppressed. DT, what is that? DT, what is anybody? I've seen it before, but I'm drawing a blank as what it means in this here. Oh, I know, Lynette. Like, detained. Okay. Suppressed. No, that doesn't fit. I don't know. DT, the fact that he has been boots on the ground in run on. I can't even ground in Delphi murder case. No, in Delphi. Deeply caring for and uncovering the truth and finding who killed Libby German and Abigail Williams. Yeah, Greeno did not do that. That is the law enforcement's job. My gosh. The reason this is important is Anthony Greeno's private case, as he's held until April of 2023, is because there is an epic conflict of interest of those who are YouTubers and those affiliated with YouTubers that stand to make a lot of money off of the Delphi murders of Libby German and Abigail Williams, to suppress and do all things possible to keep Anthony Greeno in jail. In jail for other reasons unrelated to this case, but easily continuing to have to monetary competition with Anthony Greeno's YouTube channel to achieving their goal. I don't even understand this. There is a direct correlation of Anthony's work and success in helping the Delphi case and the never ending hatred and targeted shutting down of his channel so that he is no longer competition to the other channels. Okay, that's so laughable. Where is Gray Hughes? Let's have a laugh about this one. This is one of the driving forces behind stopping Anthony Greeno and his release at all cost, and those digging up reasons as to their options of keeping him in jail until April of 2023. It is very much a lynch mob mentality. I have been helping him and counseling him with my over 30 years of qualified medical knowledge and advanced medical degree and my Christian faith to direct him in realizing where he's been and where he is heading and how he can change behavior to become a better person than his past. I have had conversations with Curtis Fouts, and Patrick Manahan. I am witnessing to him in my own way as a mother of 4 and a Christian woman. Number 2 mention of that. I do believe Anthony needs continued mental health support. He has agreed with this. Jonathan Jones. Oh, so who set all this up? Did Greeno do the hard work for himself? No, he had a cougar doing it for him. Jonathan Jones from Mental Health America has agreed, not a cougar, this is more of a mother figure that wants to insert herself into his life and thinks she can fix him. So mother figure. Mental Health America and has agreed to continue counseling. He's not he can't do that, but needs the support and recommendation of the courts. My proposal, who does that sound like? Sounds like Greeno. My proposal would be the following. Whoa. Anthony receives mental health counseling throughout his term to release in April of 2023 by the courts recommending this for Anthony until his official release. The judge considers rehab in the form of work release programs so that Anthony can work, contribute to society, and be less of a burden to the prison system. I am asking the judge, prosecutor, mayor, or whomever is involved in this decision to strongly consider this. Anthony and I have talked extensively about what will help him. Does he sit in jail with no help, no growth, or mental counseling in jail until his release? Or does he get a preliminary release with a work release and a mental health counseling to prove to the court his will to do better and become a productive member of society? When the person in jail succeeds, we all succeed, as the failures of individual citizens sitting in jail cost our society. When one can be rehabbed, we deny it based on an evident conflict of interest on behalf of YouTubers who's has thousands of followers that ask for and encourage their thousands of followers with no knowledge other than what they spew to keep Anthony in jail? We must support and encourage those that are asking for help to achieve these goals within a reasonable amount of time. I ask that despite the messages sent in to prevent Anthony Greeno to be released of casual harm, that you carefully consider the number of odds against him and the number of YouTubers who stand to lose monetarily in Anthony if Anthony gets back in this case on YouTube. Separate him and his testimony from the severely bias of those begging for followers to sign a petition and write a letter to the judge based upon their desires. They also lose when he is on the case and they are willing to do anything to stop him. Please trust in this and act accordingly by taking with a grain of salt what you are sent and shown by those with an obvious conflict of interest. When the courts better those in prison by supporting and helping the prisoners to become mentally healthy, productive members of society, we all win. I respectfully ask that you all consider the other strong angle going against Anthony at all costs and not to allow this to interfere with his well-being and humanity. Consider the unusual interest in keeping him in jail and what is really the driving force. There is a lynch mob that stands to profit greatly by swaying the court to keep him where he is, if not work to do further damage. Sincerely and respectfully yours, anonymous Christian citizen. I am available immediately at redacted phone number. For any questions, I ask that you keep my number confidential as well. And then a list of YouTube channels, to which I know you guys are not surprised that mine are quite a bit of these. I was able to find one where I was on Sunny Justice, and some of them I haven't been able to look up yet. But yeah. Yeah. So I have no conflict of interest. I want him to remain behind bars because that's where he deserves to be. He has threatened, abused, stalked, harassed, incessantly messaged, and done so much harm from behind bars since his newest incarceration, to which he is there serving a sentence that I'm not sure why he is even eligible for a modification of sentence, considering it was a plea agreement. And in Indiana, a modification to a sentence it does not need to even be considered. And the grounds for dismissal would be the fact that you agreed to serve this amount of time if you violated your probation, which is exactly what he did. So not sure why this is even moving on to another hearing, but it is. And then we have I'll just go ahead and finish this out, and then we'll go back and I'll check my messages. So this is being forwarded. What it appears to be being forwarded from the same woman who just sent that lovely letter of nonsense and run-ons and madness, because there is no, like, I don't monetary, like, what? Like, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And if people want to support me for the coverage that I am bringing of the true crime case of Anthony Greeno, then you can do what's it called? The super chat today, just as you can do the super chat when he's out. You can send me a super chat. It's not going to affect me one single iota. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, whether he is behind bars where he deserves to be, and will likely still be once he is released, whether he gets a modification or not. It just be shipped over to Florida or somewhere else because he was arrested. We do see that. And that is not for the Florida case. So I'm not sure what else he's been arrested for. Hopefully something will come from that soon. It doesn't, just because someone is arrested, it doesn't mean that they have been charged. So I don't know what he's been arrested for, but according to the Pharaoh's Tribune, he was arrested not that long ago. I do believe that was in August of this year. Maybe it was October of this year. It was very recent. Very recent. And that does not have anything to do with Florida, from what I am hearing from them. So just so you know, this next one, this motion to strike that is got his name signed on it, is from the person that just sent that letter. Okay. So comes now. This is State of Indiana versus Anthony Greeno. For one, Greeno always refers to himself as Renee Anthony Greeno. Just something that a friend, we made note of that because I think that that person actually wrote this, and it kind of makes me wonder that if signing his name is any kind of a violation of court cases, because he's not going to put Anthony Greeno because he knows his real name is actually Renee. Comes now defendant Anthony Greeno pro se. So that means that he is his own lawyer in a sense, and hereby files his motion with the Honorable Superior Court of Carroll County requesting to strike non-part correspondence that was filed on November 7th of 2022. Grounds for this movement are as follows. Number one, on November 7th of 2022, a document was filed under the cause by a non-party to the case with the intent to interfere maliciously and influence the court's judgment on the defendant's previously filed motion, September 28th of 2022, his motion to modify. Number two, in accordance with the Sixth Amendment of the United States Constitution, the document filed by the non-party on November 7th is inadmissible and is clearly construed as hearsay. Oh, but not for long. Not for long. Number three, the courts may construe this movement as a motion that is liming, C, which that's spelled wrong, Thomas versus Shahan, and then, the case information. Quote, a motion in Lemmy, pretty sure that's still spelled wrong, should only be granted if the evidence is clearly inadmissible for any purpose. What? Number four, the court should note that a similar series of documents were filed on January 20th, 2022 by individuals engaging the court with malicious intent to damage the defendant's character, as well as people's attempt to raise their status or profit financially on YouTube. Who does this sound like? I don't know. What did we just read? But yeah, you cannot... malicious intent to damage the defendant's character. Hello. Number five, on March 2nd of 2022, the state moves to admit the non-party documents filed on January 2nd, 2022 as evidence in an evidentiary hearing. Okay, wait a second. On March 2nd of 2022, the state moved to admit the non-party documents filed on January 2nd as evidence in an evidentiary hearing. However, upon oral objection by the defendant in open court, the presiding judge ruled in the defendant's favor and struck the January 2nd, 2022 filed documents from the record for reasons of hearsay, in that it would be a violation of the Sixth Amendment Confrontation Clause to allow such documents to be admitted. Thank you. Missed that little part when I was reading this earlier. So thank you very much, Mr. McLeland, Prosecutor McLeland. And this would be the letter from Crime Geek's mother. And there was another letter submitted by a awesome person, another person that submitted a letter that was really great too. So it could have been either one of those, but I'm pretty sure that this is the hearing that Cece and Justice Angel went to, and they filled us in on that, and you should be able to find that in my past. I'm pretty sure it says CC and Justice Angel, or at least CC, because I know she joined me for sure. Did I read all that? Yeah. Therefore, defendant respectfully moves for the court to issue and order striking from the record the non-party correspondence filed November 7th, 2022, based on the defendant's objection to wit, hearsay, and furthermore, grant this motion and for all other relief deemed just in the premises. Respectfully, Anthony Greeno. Again, he does not fill these out anything like this. So this was done, in my opinion, by you know who that wrote this, the last ridiculous letter that I just read. And then we'll go ahead and let you see this, because this is real great. And then some of this will make more sense when I read the first letter. I just got to check my messages. I still didn't get one. If you're messaging and me in the chat and saying it's okay, I have not been able to keep up. So, okay. All right. I got my answer. So this is basically just the, pretrial report from, or from, you know, basically of like what happened here. Okay. So, the state appears by Nicholas C. McLeland. Defendant appears in person in custody, and on motion of the defendant without objection, which is disappointing, the court schedules and orders the following: motion 12/1/22 at 9 a.m. So he has another court hearing on December 1st of 2022 at 9 a.m. The defendant is ordered to appear, and this is the best part. Not sure what that first thing is. Looks like a triangle. To screen for community corrections. Community corrections to review defendant's communications from jail as part of the reviewing. I think that's what that, or as part of the screening process. Oh, that's such great news. So basically, the judge, signed by Judge Troy Hawkins, the judge in Carroll County, has decided that the defendant to screen for community corrections. This community corrections is work release, this kind of thing. Community corrections to review the defendant's communications from jail as a part of the screening process. So he is requesting, and this is a big request because this is going to take them a lot of time. I do believe that the Carroll County Sheriff's Department and the clerk's office should already have this ready, because it was subpoenaed as part of the Florida cases against him for the stalking and what probably will end up being more for his threats. And now I'm going to read you why I believe that the judge has asked for this, and why I think that this is going to really bite him in the butt, because he has not been good behind bars in the least. So I have been given permission to read this one. So let's do that. Dear Judge Tony Hawkins, Your Honor, I apologize for needing to have to, for you to, I think it's like to, I don't know what that says. I'm sorry. For you to have to read this, as this is an inconvenience for me. I hope this isn't for you. When I got word that Renee Anthony Charles Greeno wrote you to be released early due to good behavior, I was appalled. Sir, you should really consider the things I am writing and showing you. I am his most recent ex-girlfriend, so I do know him to an extent and aware of how he feels about certain aspects regarding his past and present issues, especially about his children, which he is using as pawns to get out early. But primarily, I am personally going through a court here in Manatee County, Florida, for his direct threats he has to me and my family. I have retained a lawyer as well to help me get a protection order, aka injunction against Anthony Greeno. He has been anything but good. I even had to call the FBI to inform them that he said he will be the next school shooter. So due to the red flag laws, I felt it was necessary to go to that extent. I have so much to send to you, but I do not have the time to print it all. I work 6 days a week and am very busy, but I wanted to take some time to show you he is a liar. If you need me to send more evidence, I have a plethora of it, and it is authenticated from the I decided to redact that part. Since I have the records via subpoena from my lawyer, please feel free to call me if you need anything. This is his pending case. He has threatened to kill mass people from his chirp phone in jail, threatened to beat my ass, slap me around, and other things, even regarding how he will kidnap their children, torture, and beat them to death. Is that good behavior? I think not. After my injunction is final on December 5th of 2022, when we have court here in Florida, I will be pressing charges against him that will probably be another felony. Made threats on a government device through state lines. Yes, he did. In May 2022, he verbally threatened to kill me with all of this said. I hope you consider this all to keep him behind bars. He doesn't deserve to be free if he is going to act like a monster behind bars and kill mass people. If someone shows you who they are, believe them. Thank you for your time, Your Honor. Yeah. So, I know what, these are, like this said earlier, these are subpoenaed. And so these are the chirps. These are the phone calls and the chirps that he were subpoenaed for his case out there. And the lawyer, I'm assuming, has some, to try to help that case. And so there are things that she is requesting them to look up, and it appears that the judge is going to be doing just that. And that's why that last little line of the last page that I just read is so epic, because now the judge is involved. Now the judge knows, because of her standing up to him. He is the abuser. He is the one that holds all the blame, not her, not any other victim of his. They never have, and they never will, in my opinion. And anybody that wants to say any different, you can just go get forked. It's ridiculous. And that's what he's asked for. The judge has asked that Community Corrections look into all of his chirps. So do I think he's going to be getting out? I don't think so. If they do their job and they actually do what the judge has ordered them to do, which I'm sure they will, they are going to find the evidence of everything that she is saying in here. And once that happens, he may be facing more. Who knows? Just it's just pretty terrible of what all he has been able to do from behind bars. It is beyond my scope of understanding of how this has been allowed, and it was allowed to go on for so long. And that's why it really upset me to see Julie Melvin going in and having a virtual, or whether it was a virtual or I think it was in person, because he finally, after all that he did to threaten and harass multiple different people, including myself, from behind bars on government devices across state lines. Like the it's hard to, to think how that could be a thing. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, that is the updates. So again, his hearing is on December 1st. And the community corrections will be reviewing his little why is it not working? His what he's been doing. There is a record of all of that. Like, hello, like he knows that. He just doesn't care. He just wants his way. And when he doesn't get his way, he melts down. Kind of what I saw with Darrell Brooks quite frequently. Hey, Crime Geek. How many fictions do you want, Julie Melvin? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Grizz. Yeah. Me too. He is threatened to, and I find it concerning that someone on a government device can threaten the lives of people such as myself and many others. And I didn't take his channel down. I did not take his channel down. From what I understand, it was stricken, or whatever that's called. I don't know. I just try not to get struck. Like, it's like lightning up in here in the YouTube world. But that had absolutely nothing to do with me. I did not report anything. I did report when he doxed me on his channel, and then came out the next day and admitted that he did it. He's able to do that from behind bars. And so, yeah, him. Yes. Hey, it's a criming. The world is a better place with him locked up. It is a preventative. Do you know how we have like preventative medicine? This is like preventative, legal, true crime, real crime. Like, we talk about this. I've heard many people talk about this with Kegan Kline, the escalation. We talk about this in domestic violence when it ends in murder, in cases that we cover. This is like preventative, and he is not sorry. He doesn't have a concept of that. It doesn't seem, and he has not done anything. He is really good at making it appear that he is on the right track, but we know from looking at his track record that it is simply a lie. You cannot, oh, I hope he changes and I'm going to give him a chance when he does. Well, just go ahead and set that money on fire that you're going to give him for when you think he's changed, because that's exactly what you're doing. And I'm here to speak up for the German family, the Patty family, the Williams family, the Erskine family. The dude has been nothing but a pain in their ass, along with his sidekick, since the case happened. literally within, well, it wasn't right away, but it was, I don't know when he started covering it. But he has been a pain in the ass of everyone. He has done horrible things, absolutely wretched things. He has interfered in the investigation more than anyone I know in this whole world of YouTube, and that is quite a feat. That's quite a feat. So for him to be behind bars where he so rightfully belongs, in Cass County, he is not he is not anywhere near, nor has he been anywhere near the alleged Delphi killer, Richard Allen. And hopefully he is not out, and hopefully he is just shipped on right on over to Florida, to where he will start serving yet another sentence and go through a trial and all of that. And because Florida ain't messing about, they're not messing about, they will lay down the law with him. And I hope that that is exactly what happens, because that is what he has asked for. It's like if you have a child that repeatedly decides that they want to put their hand on the stove, or you as an adult repeatedly put your hand on the stove, every time that you do that, you're going to get burnt, like, just stop putting your hand on the stove. Just straighten up and stop re-offending, and get it together. I just don't think that he is capable of that. That is my opinion. I do hope the best for everyone. I do believe that we are all capable of change to a certain extent. But tigers don't change their stripes very easily. And he has done nothing to prove that he is a reformed individual. He has actually done the exact opposite of that. The exact opposite of that. He has worsened. He's literally telling people that his time behind bars has made him even more dangerous than he already was before, and that basically a threat to, I took it as a personal threat. It didn't say my name, but I sure did take it as a threat, because my YouTubes were the ones that lady, the anonymous lady, put in there, along with It's a Criming Shame. And I'm still working on trying to figure out who the rest of them are. But they all seem to include when I was on their channel. So I'm sorry, you guys, for that. I know Sunny probably doesn't give two forks. And, she's probably right up there on the list of the top people that can't stand him, and knows exactly what he's capable of, and knows what a piece of crap he really is. So let's look at the chat and see what y'all are thinking. Hey, Crime Geek Mel, I signed another affidavit yesterday to press charges for the sextortion threats he has said on his chirp. He does have my nudes on his phone. He got arrested on his phone that he got arrested with. I read the records. I am so sorry, girl. It's just deplorable. And yeah, I'm so proud of you. You really have ended up being exactly what I knew you would be. You would come out fighting, and you wouldn't care about all the people that are saying, I don't know why they include me in that. I never dated a guy a day in my life. Never. I've literally met him one time, and I don't even think we shook hands. But of being this jilted lover, and that's all we're here for. No, we're here for the next victim. We're fighting for that person. A platform where people can come and learn the truth about him before he ever steals, abuses, or does anything to them or re-victimizes their loved one. That's the main thing. That is the thing that, like, well, one of the main things. Obviously, saving lives is the main thing. And saving victims' families from being re-victimized by him is right up there. And I will continue to do that regardless of anyone's opinion. Regardless, I don't care. Exactly. Exactly. How many more victims do you want? And her channel is under her name, so this is not doxing of her name by saying her name in regards to her video that she put out of him and the things that she is her channel. Her name is Julie Melvin on her channel. I know one person has his old computer. I told him to call the police and have them look at it. It might have lots of things in it. Yeah. Gosh, so terrifying for you and all before you. Your courage and will for truth is so admirable. Yeah, she's a badass. Like, I knew she would be. I knew it. He has, and his supporters have bullied the rest into submission. But they ain't able to do that with her. And so shame on you for bullying those other women. Shame on him for setting you up to bully those other women, and for him lying to you that they were the ones that were the guilty party. Shame on him for that. He's the one that needs to own that. And I know that there are so many people that feel absolutely horrible for bullying those past victims. And I didn't mean it to say shame on you. I meant to say, shame on the one, like, shame on you, the Julie Melvins, who, against all the evidence, and she knows it, continue to support him and to do all that she's done and to put him out there. And props to you, Cody Patty. Props to you. That's poetic justice right there. She has a case pending against him. Knowing this could potentially get him more time. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But you know what? Like, that's the thing, is he does it to himself. So it's like, how can he, what should he expect? Like, it's crazy. He just thinks that he is above the law, above other humans. He just thinks he's above, when really there's nothing farther from the truth. He grows more charming by the day. Yeah, no. No one believes that he took it down. That's why he got so upset, because YouTube took him down. Mm-hmm. Hey, Foxy Lady. I'm a little behind. That letter sounds like Julie Melvin. Depp, no. He said he has my nudes in his phone. When he got arrested with the one he got arrested with. So he had a phone that he, like, when he was arrested. So now it's waiting for him for when he gets out. He told someone else. So no, he has them, and I read it in the records request. So I filed a felony against him for threatening to sextort me. Yeah. Yes. Preventative and proactive measures to hinder his crimes and threats. Amen. Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately. Oh, yeah. She's just a real, don't even get me started on her. He threatened to come slap me out. He threatened to come slap me out. A real man right there. Yeah. Ridiculous. Very sorry for all you have gone through. You are so strong. Please never forget that. Tracy Chapman, how many chances do these kind of men get before they pay? It's time the judge makes an example with these types of people, starting with Greeno. Thank you for exposing this cruelty. Thank you for your comment. Thank you so much. Yes. Amen. Right. I know. Damn, sorry. That's all I can say. And sometimes that's all, it's all that you can say. I'm just like, wow. Hey, don't revive. Don't revive me, bro. I think if I'm reading that right, that makes me sad. But welcome to the channel. Hey there, Sonny. I'm listening, but juggling play dates here. Oh, play dates are fun. Hey, Lake. How are you? Yeah, he is. So the new felony might keep him behind bars this time, hopefully. Yeah. Oh, did you? Over Twitter? Yeah, he's a real piece of work. Who made the video? Hey, Gray. Made the video. I missed it. I don't know what video, but I just got done reading all of his. Oh yeah, the Melvin video. Yeah. But yeah, you should definitely go back and listen to that letter I read from an anonymous sender. I think you'll be able to figure out right who that was. Because it seemed, I'm pretty sure they're talking about you too. I know you give two forks less, but yeah, he really is. Yeah, 100%. To feel the same way you do. I understand he's a jerk, but not cool to force them. I'm not forcing anybody. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, Alma, but if you're talking to me, I'm just putting the truth out there. And if someone decides that they don't want to believe it and they want to support him, do I think that you're making a bad decision? Yeah, but to force someone means that you are literally using excessive, you can't force anybody to do anything. You can try to lead them to the water, but you can't make them drink, just like a horse. So Just giving you a forewarning that you might as well light that money on fire, because that's about as good as it's going to do if you really want to help this community. Just, I don't know, maybe you're talking to someone else. But it would be nice. And there has been so many people that have come together as a force to be reckoned with against him. And now that has keeps growing and growing, and the truth is what has led, the truth about him is what has led to the many, many people whom he has taken advantage of, and done horrible things to in this community and out, have come together, and they are taking a stand against him. And it's not just me anymore. It's not just Gray anymore. It's not just the few that spoke out against him. Now there's a bunch of us, and he's not going to have too much to come back to, other than the people that just flat out refuse to see and believe the truth, and the people that do not belong in the true crime community anyway. They don't belong here. Ugh, yuck, he's looking terrible. Oh, she's totally joking. Yep, everybody's free to make their own choices. Absolutely. I haven't cut off. I've never cut off anybody that speaks to him. I've actually never done that. I did try to warn some people that I consider valuable friends, but you can ask them. A lot of them are in the chat right now. I didn't cut anybody off. I've never told it. I hate that. I hate it when people do that. When people, you don't talk to this person, or I'm not going to talk to you. That is, my daughter just went through that, and that is a pet peeve of mine, of like, um I can't stand that. So no, I've never done that. I don't know if someone else, maybe a commenter, said that. I think that, you know, um it's the people that go out and attack other people and bully the victims of Greeno, the domestic violence victims of Greeno, who speak out against him, the people that tell the truth about him, the people that he sends out to bully. Those are the people that, but still can't force them to not to act like decent people. That's probably, yeah. Well, thank you. You need to do an update with the Graylian on there. What does the Graylian look like, by the way? Keep on trucking. I will. Yeah. Yep, it has. And that's just, it's been awesome. Hey, sees through. How are you? April of 2023, but he has asked for a modification of his, why it's even a thing. I don't know. When you take a plea, to have your sentence, he's still sentenced to the 940 or 900, it's something 900 days. But he took a plea deal where he admitted to, and that's what a plea deal is when you admit that he's never taken an Alfred plea. I know he likes to tell you all that, but not one time has he taken an Alfred plea. He literally just probably heard about that with this West Memphis 3 and decided that he was going to try that as his next lie, because that's what he does, is lie pathologically, in my opinion. And the pathological part, the lying, is a fact. But hey, Hybrid Pisces and Betty Majors, and feel your passion to do the right thing. You go, girl. Thank you. Yeah. Where are the mods? We have a drama situation. We do? I haven't seen any. People are allowed to have different opinions on here, like people don't even have to agree with me, and like I don't really care. Like if mods actually do ever see someone coming at me, like leave that shit. Like leave that, please, because it just ends up making them look, dumb. Like it doesn't affect me at all. Now, if they use like a ton of curse words or something, and you're worried about like my video getting struck, but if he attacks anyone, if anyone attacks anyone, but especially Greeno when he gets out, if he attacks anyone on my channel, like that I am talking to or about, oh my gosh, I need some chapstick bad, and my cheeks got all hot. I'm all hot, and it's freezing in this closet. I'll tell you what, I'm going to need to bring a little heater in here with me if I'm going to keep going live from the closet. Georgina, thank you. Oh man, there are so many comments. Y'all are awesome. Thanks for real true crime channels. It sure helped me realize to think how to donate properly. Well, I really appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much. And I think I missed some from before. I'm going to go back and thank you. Hey, Audrey. How are you? Ooh, Lady Fierce. I support Mel and anyone who exposes these narcissistic jerks who use coercive control to take advantage and abuse women and also the families of crime victims. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Kayak. Oh, that brings back a funny memory for me. Kayak. Let's begin. This is where I like my money to go. Oh, that is such an awesome compliment. Thank you. Here's the cold truth, and all us working supporters against criminals like Greeno. He has hurt so many victims. Yes. And thank you for all you do as well, Professor Pug. All right, I think I got them all. I did want to go back because we'll do that here in a little bit. We'll get to the bottom. There we go. It's wild. Are you kidding? You have like thousands of people in yours. Yours are wild. I'm just like, I can't even get out a sentence before the chat's like 25 comments down. I'm like, oh man, I give up. I'm just not going to comment on tonight's live. I'm too slow. But yeah, is this earlier? You can always block people you don't wish to interact with. Yep. Thank you, Stacy. Others being proactive and on top of this are going to hinder his continuing manipulation. I applaud you. Thank you. Those are like really old, Gray. That might be why. Yes, he is. By speaking out and sharing all of his background records, you've done a great job of exposing him. Oh, and I have a link to share. Again, I shared it. I don't think I forgot to pin it, but let me grab this because, and let's, like, I know we have before, but it's always important when, you know, there are many of victims out there that may not know the amount of resources that are at their disposal that they can reach out to for help in leaving their abusers, their abusive situations. And I want to share this amazing link. At least one more time tonight before we head out, because it is important and it is. Thanks, It's a Criming. You will use them and be victims eventually. Everything he touches is a victim eventually. Yeah. Yeah, I was just going back up and thanking finding the super chats and then getting squirreled by comments I see. Alma and Pug, just ignore one another, please. All you ladies. It's all good. I'm fine with people, you know, respectfully you know, disagreeing. You know, but say whatever you want to me. Like I don't like it's I think people should be able to express their you know, like how they feel about me. That's fine. That's don't bother me one bit. Anyone who likes Greeno has lost their screws, holding their brains. Candle Lee Woodward Stone, hello. Thanks for being here. Oh, that's good. Graylians, an alien with headphones. I think you just need to do like a like it's got to have your hat on though. Like the hat and the headphones and the glasses, but an alien. Rational difference between rational aggression, but we are talking about someone who is a criminal. Alma just keeps using bullying tactics about. I haven't seen any like bullying. Listen, don't piss her off. They must be getting rid of them before. I'm just going back and seeing what people have said, because I feel like I always miss the chat. Thank you, Mrs. Depp. What can people do to help this cause further? Like, sorry, Alma, but like, I mean, I could be, just because Alma had brought up a good point. It is a good point. Like, I don't like that. I don't like it to have, of this, that kind of thing. I don't like it when, I see this type of behavior so much with, my daughter who is in high school. And like, if you're going to talk to her or him, then I'm not going to be your friend, kind of a deal. And there are exceptions to the rule for myself, but those are a few and far between. And I don't like, I make my own choices in this world. And, well, I am not going to just throw all nonsense out the window and run into nonsense just like face first when someone is an unreasonable person. Like, I can listen to the advice of others and then decide for myself. But at the end of the day, it is each individual's choice. At least now you can't say that you went into it blindly, is just like, what I feel like we can do to help Mrs. Depp. You're welcome. Yep. Aw. Sorry, girl. Hope you feel better. I hate colds. They suck. There's nothing worse than having that like hot air coming out of one of your nostrils. Oh, it just sends my anxiety over the top. It's the little things. On this infamous moron, pigs fly. Love that. Yeah. I got to go. My battery is just about to die. Nice to meet you, Mel, and everyone in the chat. Yes, thank you for being here. Come back and share. I was very excited about your message today. So hopefully there will be good news maybe to report on that if that works out for coverage for Ray Hainish, her brother, who was murdered by Garrett Kurtz just before he murdered Nicole Bowen. And he has still not been given the justice that he so rightfully deserves. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is always a possibility. It would fly in the face of reasonable expectations and, what most people would find to be, and that's the thing that I was talking about earlier and got sidetracked was the, you take a plea, and the plea was you serve probation, and if you violate that probation, then you are to serve the days that you were given the plea on that were taken down to probation. So if you violate the probation, then you are to serve those days. So in Indiana, like, I do believe, if I'm reading the law right, That could have been just kind of thrown out right on that. I actually think that I wrote it down and I have it right here just to read it without messing it up. Hold on a beat. Well, shake that shit. Where did I write that down? I know I did. Oh, yeah, I do. Sentence modification may also be barred in the case of a sentence imposed as a result of a plea agreement, where an offender agreed in a plea agreement to serve a specific sentence. That sentence is not subject to alteration under the Indiana sentence modification statute. So, wow, I don't know. And then in section 7 of the Indiana, I can't remember, where was it? It was, I don't, anyway, in section 7.1a, in determining what sentence to impose for a crime, the court may consider the following aggravating circumstances. The person has a history of criminal or delinquent behavior. Check. The person has recently violated the conditions of any probation, parole, pardon, community corrections placement, pretrial release granted to the person. Check. See, check on the probation, check on the community corrections. So check, check, check. Aggravated circumstances to not modify a sentence to a lesser modification. Check, check, check. But that is all I have, and it got to be 5:24. So, I believe that let me double check one thing first. I'm going to turn. Oh, that's not until, okay. Thought it was right now, but it's not until 8. So, yes, I am going to close this stream down, and in about, probably going to take like a few minutes, just to, shake off the Greeno, and I really want everyone to return and be here for a case of a little girl that was presumed to be murdered, that I have been working and really poured a lot of my time, heart, and attention into these, and they are very important to me to do just like that and to research them. Unfortunately, they are old, and so information is hard to come by, but I feel like I have done the best that I can do with the most comprehensive review of all that is out there to be reviewed by a public citizen. We are not law enforcement. We are not judges or prosecutors, because they are the only ones that are tasked with the responsibility of serving out justice. That is my intro and exit video. So please do come back. Again, it'll probably just be in like 15 minutes. I do want to close the stream down because no case deserves to be with Greeno, and I feel really bad for doing that the few times that I did that in the past. I just wasn't thinking, but I've tried to do better and not ever cover him and anything else. So that's why I want to shut it down and start a new stream that is just for Amber Crumb. And if I'm able to get to any of the other victims of David Elliott Penton than we will tonight, but I think that I'll keep it short and just cover Amber since her case was. I'll explain it again on that stream. So I'm just going to end this. Thank you all so much for being here. Hey, Goat Dog. I've got some messages about someone wanting to get hold of you, but I totally don't remember the details of that. So send me an email if you can, coldtruthpodcast@gmail.com, and I will try to find who I was supposed to give your name to for, I don't know, just forget it. It came out weird. I just remembered that and I didn't know. But yeah, send me an email and I will find that for you if you're interested. But thank you all so much for being here and for supporting the channel and all of your super chats and all of your memberships. They are really, really appreciated. And, they are really they do keep me being able to do this, and they keep me from having to not do this very often because they allow me to go live more often. I know it's not a ton, but they allow me to do more and the research more, and we do give to the mother's victims. We've done 2 mother's victims, and Mrs. Denise Horvath is it's kind of I want to always try to be able to give them at least, like a certain amount. And we just didn't quite as a channel get there the last month. So I was going to go ahead and add in November's too. That, and then hopefully send her something for Christmas that she can. So if you are able to, I would really appreciate those super chats. They do go to me, and they also go to these mothers that I so hold so dearly in my heart. And I think it's amazing when we can give back. So I will talk to y'all later, and don't go anywhere. Come right back for Amber Crum and David Elliott Penton, the child serial killer from hell.